Hello, and welcome to another episode of Philosophical Bones. Here, I'm Nick.
I'm Keith.
Keith, this week.
Yep.
We're doing a question 16 today.
Isn't that cool, man? The
It
show's
is.
picking up steam. We
say it every week, but hey.
Well, that's because it's getting more every week. It's getting more and more.
Yeah,
So that's
we always have a lot of fun with this show.
Oh, dude! When it's you and me, we tend to
We just get to
tend to fly off the handle.
We do a little bit, but it's always fun. We hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got a little crazy last week.
Yeah, we had fun though. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And Megan was with us last week.
Yeah. So this week we're doing the question is does violence beget violence?
And I love this question.
And actually, well, what was that? I actually looked up what was the meaning of beget.
It was bringing forth.
I think that was right.
I think it was bringing forth something.
Yeah.
But the thing is what I like about this is my first question that I was like, hey, let's do this. It was like
to give rise to or bring about.
Yeah, bring about.
Yeah.
But the reason that I kind of had this question in my mind is like, okay, so you and I both grew up in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing is like, okay, watching violent movies, playing violent video games. Does that or violent music, does that bring it out in somebody? I am on the side of no.
No,
because
I think there's been studies that have shown it doesn't.
Yeah, because if you have that in you, you already have it in you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I study serial killers and I've never killed anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, did you know of? But
oh, dude,
come on,
man,
come on. But it's like how many times have you played Grand Theft Auto, and have you ever stolen a car?
No.
Exactly. That's
if anything, I feel like it's more of a release for most people.
Oh yeah. And the thing is it's entertainment. And that's kind of the angle that I was going on with it.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that people know about me that know me, like I'm a big fan of Insane Clown Posse. And
oh yeah, we saw the guy in the store earlier.
I had to tell him I was like, what's up? Whoop whoop
whoop whoop.
But like it's
shout out to all the juggalos.
That's right. But it's like those to hate on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, let me phrase this better. To put somebody in a pigeonhole because of the entertainment that they decide to take in, I think is wrong.
That's true.
Because
juggalos they actually got classified as a gang,
which is garbage
by the FBI.
Yeah.
Remember they did the like March for the Juggalos, I think it was.
Yeah, like a lot of that was actually in Washington, which is pretty awesome.
I watched something on that actually.
Yeah, they actually They actually gave a concert and a speech on I forget what it's called, the field with the Washington Monument.
Yeah.
Well, and that's cool, man. Like that's the most like non-violent thing you can do.
Yeah.
Is just have a march.
I mean, yeah, I think in their lyrics they talk about violence, but I mean, kind of.
Yeah, dude. Well,
what rap artist doesn't talk about violence?
Well, and they come out and say very regularly like.
How many times has fucking Eminem talked about like killing his mom?
Yeah. Well, and then, like they come out all the time and say like, dude,
But it's an outlet.
Yeah, they come out all the time like, you can't take us seriously. We're painted up clowns.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't, like you can't come out and be like, all right, these guys told me to do this.
Right?
Well, come on. And like both Violent J and Shaggy are like, no, dude. No.
They give a lot back to the community too.
Well, that's what's really cool about them. Like they're
good. They're good guys.
Well, they're on. Say what you want about them. Like whatever. Whatever music you like. That's awesome. That's why there is different types of music.
Yeah.
But like they, like you said, they give a lot back. Like they actually have a foundation that feeds homeless people. And that's pretty fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, and actually, his name's Violent J.
Violent J.
But he's not violent at all.
At all. And
it's a character. But I mean, we're getting a little off topic.
Yeah.
But
well, it's actually still kind of on topic.
Okay.
It's still kind of on topic because like so you take in this media and okay, so they call their music horror music. And they're talking about murdering, killing, and all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
But the thing, like you said, it's a character. It's just something to enjoy. It's just something to take in their talent. If you see that they have talent, just take it in.
Well, one thought I just had come across my head is like it's a lot of people will say like it's ingrained in human nature to like kind of kill or.
Well,
violence.
I said that.
Oh yeah. But where was I going with this?
I derailed you.
Oh no, it's all good. I just kind of lost my train of thought.
Well, you were talking about being ingrained in human nature to be violent, to be aggressive, which on my side of it, I honestly believe that's the case, because like I brought this up on the last Philosophical Bones that like it's without human society, we would still be out hunting, gathering, and like
Yeah.
that guy's got this, I want that. I'm gonna take it from him.
True.
So I don't know if that's where you were going with that.
No, I kind of forgot. Let's
Oh,
just
I
keep going.
derailed. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to get into is like, okay, so think about action movies from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Think about Rambo. Think about Commando. Think about Predator. Like, I think the 80s has some of the most violent movies ever.
Oh, hands down.
You know, and we're doing okay.
Right.
You know, like we're doing okay. Like I'm 36 and I've never gotten in trouble.
Well, it's like when you hear about all these shootings, like,
oh, dude, yeah.
you know, these mass shootings. It's like you don't hear about like, oh, this guy was a huge fan of Predator.
Dude, yeah. Like this. Oh, but you do hear like, oh, this guy was a fan of the Insane Clown Posse, which like they. Not to go back to that, but
well, the kids who
it's a stigma.
I only bring it up because it's relevant. Is like the kids who shot up Columbine.
Yep.
Their big thing was they played a lot of Doom.
Yeah.
And that was where a lot of that came from. Was like, oh, the whole violent video game thing.
Yeah.
And there was that whole thing about, you know, the big thing with the putting the parental advisory sticker on music.
Yeah, Tipper Gore. Yeah.
But then John Denver came in. It's like, you can't, like, no. And everyone was like, what the hell is John Denver like doing, like standing up for this crap?
Because John Denver was like, you know, I've been making music a long time. Like music.
Do they even still put parental advisory
not
stickers
anymore?
on?
No. That phased out, and I want to say like 98.
No, it was still on it.
Well,
I think actually if you're
I'm only saying that because that's the last time I remember.
I think if you're like the iTunes store, it does like have like a little something that says
advisory.
parental advisory, but you don't. I mean, I'm sure they might still get put out there.
What was the first rated R movie you ever saw?
God, I honestly don't know, dude.
Mine was Predator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I the reason I thought to ask you that question is because we brought up Predator, and like staying on our topic, like I just don't think what you take in as media or entertainment or whatever like shapes who you are. Yes, it's gonna have a little bit of impact, but like it's
Well, no, we are shaped by kind of media.
But if you're a violent person, it's already in there.
That's true.
It's already in there.
And that's more about how somebody's raised.
Yeah, nature versus nurture.
It's more about how someone's raised as opposed to what they're exposed to.
Well, and that's what I want to get into is like.
Of course, though, if you show somebody murder after murder after murder every day, all the time, that's going to affect them. But that's more honestly somebody like putting that in. That's the nature versus nurture.
Yeah. Well, like think about it in the terms of like pit bulls. Like pit bulls are kind of like, in my personal experience, some of the nicest dogs I've ever met. But they're in the stigma of society of being like violent. It's because they're some of the most effective fighting dogs.
True.
It's simply because they have that in them. Somebody brought.
Oh, dude, I've seen fucking Chihuahuas that are way more vicious.
Dude, you know, in my personal experience, the meanest dogs that because I've actually been attacked by one, fucking chows.
Oh yeah,
chows are some of the meanest fucking dogs I've ever come across.
But that's not I wouldn't say you're really generalizing, but just from your experience.
Well, I'm trying to like make a broad painting statement. Is like you can't paint somebody like in a corner simply because they listen to rap music, simply because they watch horror movies, simply because they play Grand Theft Auto, Mortal Kombat.
Grand Theft Auto is like the biggest selling video game of all time.
Of all time, yeah. And I just think it's kind of short-sighted to say that these types of things are. I want to say this so perfectly because this is a topic that I really have a strong opinion on. Like I play Mortal Kombat like on a daily basis. I read about serial killers. I watch horror movies. You know me, dude. I'm one of the most chill guys you've ever met. Right?
You're on a list somewhere, though.
Oh, I know. But the thing is like it hasn't affected my personality at all.
As far as you know.
As far. I'm no psychologist.
No,
but like I haven't.
I'd like to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But you know, like I don't have any proclivities to want to be angry towards anybody. I don't want to like.
You know what? Here's a good point. If anything, video games have helped us out in a future apocalypse.
Yeah, that's funny.
You could bring that argument up.
Yeah.
Where people play a lot of first-person shooters, and that's actually been shown with video games.
Hand-eye coordination.
It's shown they actually help you out.
Hand-eye coordination and planning and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's shown. I think that people have done studies of getting like people who are older to play video games. It's helped like with keep their kind of skills up.
I think it's called cognitive
That's what I was thinking
recognition
of.
Recognition or something like that.
And it's shown in kids actually help them out with hand-eye coordination and everything.
Right. And like one of my favorite movies of all time was the first Lethal Weapon. And think about that. That's a violent as fuck movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's violent as fuck. But like you kind of like where I'm going with this thread is like you think about, okay, so look at the movies in the 1930s, look at the movies in the 50s, look at the movies in the 80s, so on and so forth. Look at what's become more acceptable as being violent, you know, or you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like it's not changing. It would be irresponsible for me to say that it doesn't have an effect on society, but I don't think it has an effect on the individual.
I got a good thing that just came to mind as a bit of a counterpoint in a way. I don't know if we consider a counterpoint, but anyway, and this could actually be argued by people who are going against violence, was sex.
Okay.
Because you look at our culture in the U.S. and people are exposed to so much violence that we're just kind of desensitized to it.
I know I am.
But for so many years, you know, and still to this day, sex is seen as something that is still taboo.
Well, like you go to France.
It's so much worse to see a pair of tits or a naked woman
than a dead body.
Than a dead body. You can watch 100 guys get just blood everywhere. 100 guys get shot up.
Think of John Wick.
But if you show a pair of tits, oh my God!
Think of John Wick. Like how many guys in those movies does he kill? But you don't see one pair of titties.
Yeah.
You know, you make a great point.
But here's the thing, though, is you know, because does sex beget what? Being
an offender?
Yeah. Or something along. Does it make a bunch of like sex addicts?
Well,
but you know, here's the thing. In coming, and you know, when it comes to violence, we watch that shit all the time, but people aren't really that way. You know, they are in video games. You know, they go online, they play video games because they get a lot of frustration out. And we just kind of need
for me,
we need an outlet to kind of get our kind of violent tendencies out.
For me, it's a disconnect.
But when it comes to sex, it's like, you know, we didn't all just by not being exposed to it, it didn't really do anything. It just, if anything, it made us want it more.
Well, exactly.
So nowadays, you look at how much porn people watch, and it's insane. And actually, you know, the one thing now with a lot of guys watching porn, because it's so predominant, is they don't know how to treat women anymore.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
And I don't know if that kind of relates to.
Well, kind of. It's you're on the thread. I smell what you're cooking.
Okay,
I smell what you're cooking. But you know, like it's one of the big things on what you're talking about is being disconnected of like what a woman really is. Like your everyday woman's not going to have a six pack and be shaved downstairs, and you know, like this, all this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It creates this like we're getting into pornography here, but like it creates an unrealistic expectation. That's just kind of what I have to say about that.
But actually, that's a good way to put it. Is honestly, porn, you know, kind of. Oh God, this is a tough one to frame.
It
honestly.
really is. It really is.
I think most people would get where I'm going with
this.
I
think porn is a very healthy outlet.
I'm kind of trying to kind of analogize the two, like violence and sex.
Yeah, yeah.
And
well, you don't want to get into
to where, like, you know, we see this stuff. You know, we see violence. We don't necessarily repeat it. We see sex. We kind of do more, almost.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a weird way to put it, because we're like, because violence beget violence is definitely a good, like, just kind of standard, and you can apply it to a lot of different things. But sex is kind of different.
Well, it's on a different spectrum.
Because most people won't watch porn and go and try to act that same porn out.
I've done that. But like,
it can be fun at times, but you got to make sure your partner's on board.
Exactly. Like Bert Kreischer has this funny ass joke. He's talking about watching porn, and like he's talking about like having sex with his wife, and then he tries to like stand to the side, and like you guys can't see me, but he's like trying to like hit it from the side, and he's like, "Why am I doing this?" Oh yeah, it's for the camera angle. You know, like it's just shit like that.
But you know what? That's actually, now I thought about something else. Is like you see a lot of very violent porn actually. Torture porn, like literal torture porn. That's
not good stuff, man. That's not.
But stuff. In a way, that is something that guys can watch.
But it'll get it out of their system. It'll get it out of their system.
But they're not. They might watch that and really enjoy it and kind of get off on it
and get an idea. See, there's another.
For the most part, you know, 99% of the population isn't going to watch that and be like, "I need to do that."
Yeah.
Maybe they can find a willing partner to do that with.
Yeah.
But some guy's not all of a sudden going to go out there and commit that act on a woman who doesn't want that.
Exactly.
And become like pretty much a sex offender.
An offender, yeah.
So you could say the same thing about violence in that way. And well, it really, I say violent sex act, but you could honestly apply that to any sex act.
Absolutely.
No matter how small you think.
You're bringing up an awesome point. You really are.
I like to kind of create that. But But it's kind of, but you can definitely equate that to violence. You can use that same analogy to kind of say like, well, 99% of the people out there who watch a violent movie are not going to ever go and repeat that act.
I like myself in particular, I don't have a violent bone in my body.
Because you could even look at just an action movie as kind of porn in a way.
Well, yeah. Well, like
I forgot I remember we looked at the exact
we did look that up.
We did look that up.
But the big thing is with like these fictional things we can watch. I think it's for me, like I was using the phrase earlier, it's an escape. For me, it's a disconnect. Like, oh, I've got to go to work, and like just in this in particular weekend, I got Street Fair, which fucking sucks my asshole. I fucking hate Street Fair.
Yeah.
But like like yesterday, like I'll get into Nerdy Bones later. I got into Love, Death, and Robots because I was able to just like disconnect and just like sit on the couch and just not think about what I had.
Sometimes I'd like actually search that thing out. Like I want to watch Star Trek to kind of
just disconnect.
Yeah,
disconnect
to turn my brain off for a while.
And that's what entertainment is for.
Yeah,
and
that's what Adam Sandler movies are for.
Exactly. I was thinking of yesterday. I was thinking of That's My Boy.
Oh, yeah.
That movie's so great. Han Solo Burger, coolest name in the freaking world.
I don't even remember that part.
Yeah. Well, that was the son's name was Han Solo.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
His last name was Burger, and he's like Han Solo Burger. That's the coolest fucking name in the world. But again, to like stay on track. Like I think any media out there should be at least like even Human Centipede. I'm a gore fucking nerd. Yeah. Human Centipede is too much for me.
Yeah.
But it's all should be allowed. It's just there's some guidelines. Like there's some guidelines that there's some stuff out there that should just not be touched.
Yeah.
But I really don't think in the core that violent media creates violent people. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
I don't think violent media creates violent people. Maybe violent people seek out violent media.
Ooh.
That might be different, but that's a whole different psychosis.
Yeah.
That's a whole different question. It's not like Jeffrey Dahmer went out and watched videos about cannibalism. But his favorite movie was The Exorcist. But that's
wasn't he educated or?
Dude, he was smart as fuck.
Yeah,
he was smart. His IQ was like I don't have the exact number, but I remember reading about it. Like he was a very smart guy.
But he didn't even like that he did those things.
That's why he got blind drunk.
So that's actually a good example of like he wasn't kind of raised around violence or anything like that.
His father was a preacher.
It was just something that naturally.
His father was a chemist, and then got preacher's the wrong phrase. He was a chemist and then became very religious.
Okay.
So like
that's actually something you see and that's one people don't sometimes realize about religion or the Bible. Like a lot of those are very, very violent.
The Bible, talk about a violent fucking book.
Maybe that's why that's more accepted than sex.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Violence.
Well, like you look at like commercials in France, nudity is completely allowed.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is it's just taken away from being taboo. Like think about like if in America it was completely okay, just like for dudes to like have their shirt off at the pool, like if it just like forever that it was just like okay for chicks to have their shirt off at the pool, it wouldn't be what it is.
Now you're talking about like free the nipple.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like the reason like nudity is taboo in America is because we've made it taboo. Like we've put so much.
It's like kind of puritanical. Like
yeah, exactly. Like you put so much effort into you can't see nipples. You can't see nipples on women. Like I remember actually seeing the science is like we all as embryos start off as female, and it's just a matter of
completely true.
Yeah, it's just a matter of a chromosome change at a specific time that makes you male or female.
Well, it's always funny how it's totally fine to like show like a guy without a shirt on.
That's what I was getting at.
But when it comes to a woman without a shirt on, it's like you can't show that.
Well, it's because what you would call a sex organ at that point.
Yeah,
which I don't know why, because breasts are for feeding fucking children.
Yeah. But, I do love it,
but I love boobies.
I do too. Sorry, we had to get that way.
We just
we're not always completely clear.
We're not Cro-Magnon or anything, but like we definitely.
It's funny how much we've been getting into religion lately.
Yeah, I'm actually because neither one of us are really.
We're not religious at all, but we do actually find
we have
it fascinating.
We have a lot of interest in the actual topic, the actual material, and we've been drawing a lot from that. Like just because there's so much. There's just so much out there. There's so many different angles, so many different, like you I don't know anything about Hindu. I don't.
No.
But or might be Muslim. Forgive me, guys out there in the internet. The culture where they have to cover, the women have to cover up.
Yeah.
Is that Hindu or Muslim?
That's a Muslim religion.
Forgive my ignorance, guys.
Hijab.
Yeah, so you think about
that's more just kind of around the
right. Well, what I'm getting at is, here in the United States, girls can walk around with booty shorts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a cultural thing. So it's this is way off topic, but it's just kind of interesting. Of I really do. I'm going to go back to the nature versus nurture.
Yeah,
that's
also if you're raised in a culture of violence, but real violence in front of you, it definitely will kind of
change it.
It will change you, and I think that's actually a good way to put it. Is when it comes to entertainment.
But
it doesn't. And that's actually one thing we kind of focus on most was entertainment. It doesn't really lead to more violence. In fact, I bet it would probably. I bet it'd probably lead to less. But when it comes to does violence beget violence, and we only thought of it in that term.
Well, that was just the direction that I took it.
But in say someone in a war torn country,
think about that.
Violence definitely does beget more violence.
Absolutely. Think about
I'm glad I realized to kind of bring up that aspect of it.
Think about Syria or Afghanistan.
Well, I don't even think countries in Africa.
Yeah.
I mean,
where that's all you see. That's all you see.
Well, you could even go in America with like white supremacists, Nazis, and all that shit.
Fuck those guys.
Those guys are.
I'm on record. On record. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, fuck Nazis.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying though. If that's all you've ever seen, it's a completely different story.
Yeah,
it's a completely different story.
It's the whole part about kids being raised in a racist home.
Well, think about kids.
That racism just keeps going.
Well, think about kids that are raised in cults. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? I can't think of Jonestown. There was there was violence involved there.
Yeah.
And that was all that they knew. And that's that's a huge wide steer to the right, but they didn't see anything else, and say they made it out of there, that's all they would know. That's all they would know.
Well, when you see people getting I want to say radicalized. And when I'm talking about being radicalized, I'm not talking about in the Islamic religion or the Christian religion.
No, you're not using that term.
I'm just saying radicalized as a person to kind of have a far out there ideology.
Exactly.
It happens more and more online now, actually, because those communities are out there and they're easy to get around and find. So in that way, when people are just constantly talking about raping or murdering or genocide, they're definitely exposed to it more than a film.
Well, have you ever heard of Om Shinrikyo?
I don't think so.
Om Shinrikyo. This is why cults popped into my head, because it's actually one of the things I have for this day in history. But Om Shinrikyo was a Japanese cult, and their thing is, dude, they had full cities of people, and they had to do this, or they actually would get tortured. So these people...
You can actually see that now with Scientology.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Fucking Scientology.
But
watch, we're going to get Scientology. Well, no.
Fuck them. What do they want? Fuck them.
We're not big enough for Scientology to give a shit.
If any Scientologists have some problems with us, hit us up and we'll fucking... Come at me, bro.
Yeah, come at us, bro.
Yeah, but
hit us up on Instagram or Facebook, or email us at nerdybonescast@gmail.com.
Hashtag science.
But, Real science.
Real science. But what I was getting with Om Shinrikyo is there was they had full cities to where people were indoctrinized into this is what you had to do. This is you didn't do this, you got fucking strung up by your toenails for 3 days. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that kind of violence does beget violence.
Yeah.
Because think about that.
When you're exposed every day, you just start to think it's the norm.
Yeah. So where I'm...
Well, you could actually go back further in time with different cultures throughout history.
Spartan.
Yeah.
The Spartan.
I was thinking Romans.
Yeah.
It's it was totally okay if somebody kind of slighted you to just go up there and fucking kill them.
Yeah. Well, the gear...
it's a cultural thing, definitely.
Yeah, well, the gear shift that I kind of want to make is, okay, so say you're brought up and let's think about I'm going to have to put this real delicately. Say you had a childhood that was real bad. Real bad. You're you get what I'm saying. You're going to... The only way that you're going to know to treat another person is with violence. And that's something I've been reading in Murder in America. Is
point.
So if you've been brought up to be, if the only thing that you've seen from a male figure to a female figure is violence to that female figure, and you're a male, you're going to repeat that.
Oh yeah, totally.
You're going to
completely agree.
You're going to repeat that.
Yeah.
And that, so that's kind of like on a different vein.
But there are definitely people out there who have gotten away from, like, say they were raised in a home where their dad constantly like beat their mom.
Right.
They get away. Well, later in life, they kind of, a lot of times, I'm sure it's probably a little bit split, but you do have those guys that go on and be like, oh, this is how I should treat a woman, or
right.
if they're slighting me,
well, definitely
smack them upside the head. But then you have those other people who, like, I saw that happen to my mom, and my dad was a piece of shit.
And then you go the opposite.
And then they go the complete opposite way.
Yeah.
That's more just kind of a mindset, though.
Yeah. Well, psychology plays a lot into this question. This psychology plays a lot into this question. Like, one of the things that we were kind of talking about in the car earlier was like the Mongol society. Like, say you were brought up in the Mongol Empire under Genghis Khan, and you saw other people. You were raised to see other people lower than you. That's how you're going to think.
Definitely.
And, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's really, I really do believe it's nature versus nurture when it comes to violence begetting violence. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of.
You can kind of see both sides. We can see the real world and the kind of media part of it.
Yeah. Well, I
because in media, I don't believe it does, but
that's just
in real life,
that's just where my mind started off with.
In real life, it's more about how you are raised and what you're exposed to, really.
Well, yeah, and it's what you've been taught. It's like it's how you've been like groomed to deal with adversity. There's a lot there, man.
Yeah,
like the human psyche is fucking pretty crazy shit.
Definitely,
pretty crazy shit.
Wow, this kind of made me realize that imagine having a psychologist and a philosopher do this show.
Oh, dude, because we are not.
Oh my god,
because we are not either one of those. But we try to tackle those questions.
Yeah, and hopefully you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, again, dude, I'm so happy that I'm like the most reoccurring guest.
Yeah,
because I have a lot of fun doing it, dude.
Me too.
Well, you know me, I do the best when it's just like.
Well, this is fun because we just pick a question the day, like an hour before we do it.
Yeah, which one do you want to do today?
And by the way, if anybody wants to pose a question
or
come on, like I said, hit us up.
Yeah, dude, and it's about time a fan comes on the show other than me.
I'd love just to get a question.
Well, that'd be cool too, man. Yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be way cool.
So please send us a question.
And shout out Ronnie Henley again. Like, he needs to come on because dude. I'm just saying this again because his show is fucking kick ass.
Oh yeah,
his show is doing really.
Show.
He just did a Tomb Raider. I'm just shouting him out because, dude, he's so good, man.
He's a good dude.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, we got to give our obligatory Ronnie shout out.
Yeah, and we do that. We do that every time.
And
Sarah. Yeah, we do that every time. Sarah Bears.
Yeah. So this has been question 16.
Thanks again, brother.
Does violence beget violence? And I think we kind of answered it a little bit on both sides.
I think it's like a 50-50.
This is why it's a philosophical question. It's a tough question to answer. But I hope you enjoyed it, and keep thinking.